My name is Ron Drescher. I'm an attorney practicing bankruptcy and commercial litigation in Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Today I want to answer the question, what is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a criminal activity where someone who's involved in buying and selling investments collects money, promising an enormous return, and then pays the first people in with the money that the last people invested. And the scheme grows and grows and grows until finally it collapses because there is no real investment and the returns that are being promised are exorbitant and unrealistic. The way it works in the bankruptcy world typically is that a trustee will recognize that the debtor was involved in a Ponzi scheme and file lawsuits trying to recover the large returns that were paid over to the early investors. The early investors are on notice that there's a fraudulent scheme because the returns they're getting are just too good to be true. If the investors can prove that they really had no idea that they were the beneficiaries of a fraudulent scheme, then they will be able to keep the money that they collected, and the trustee won't be able to get them because they really were collecting based upon what they thought was a legitimate investment vehicle. But Ponzi schemes are common. The person who's running the Ponzi scheme usually gets a jail sentence. Sometimes that jail sentence can be very long because the losses suffered by the other later participants in the Ponzi scheme are great. The law believes that it's fair for the earlier investors to pay back what they received as part of this fraudulent scheme because the later investors are damaged. They're not going to get anything back, whereas the early investors typically get their money back and make a profit. And it's an attempt for the courts to impose fairness on what would otherwise be a grossly unfair and fraudulent activity. My name is Ron Drescher. I'm an attorney practicing bankruptcy and commercial litigation. If you lost money as part of a Ponzi scheme, or if you're being sued by a trustee to get back some of the money that you received, please pick up the phone and call me. I would love to hear from you.